Hello, hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you could join me. I just have some quick announcements before we get started, but welcome. Today we're going to do some tarot readings. This is my cat, Nix. She's trying to join me. She always wants to be in on the fun. So I wrote down some things I have to announce so I don't forget anything. Oh, yeah. So happy Lamas. I'm doing a sale, so 25% off all recorded readings. You can go to my website, zoethepsychic.com, and book a reading with me. And also just book a reading with me in general if you want to dive deeper into your relationship. I offer pre-recorded readings, but also live Zoom readings, so you can access that from anywhere. I also want to say, yes, last time I forgot to mention. So, with yes or no questions, you're welcome to ask them. But a lot of the time, I see the energy behind a situation, and it's much easier for me to read that than very specific yes or no, because it's very rare that a situation is black and white, right? Nothing is ever in the universe yes or no, it's very fluid. So, a lot of the time, it's easier for me to look at the situation and then determine what I see happening based on that perspective. Remember, the future is always changing, it's never set in stone. You know, we all have free will, we all have the ability to change our destinies and to go for it. So, my goal is to help you with guidance and help you with perspective and, hopefully mindset shifts so that you're able to tackle things yourself and make your own decisions and use that free will. So remember, if you don't like the outcome of one of the things that I say, you're welcome to change it. That is what I do. That's why I'm here, so that you can know and then you can actually change it for yourself. I also want to encourage you to like and subscribe. Hi, welcome back. Did you choose between, what was it, Chipotle and Subway? I want to know, like, how did that go? Because that was a fun one. Yeah, I felt like the energies behind that were kind of complicated, despite it being a simple question. But welcome, welcome. Yes. So before I get started, yeah, today we're going to do one question readings. Offer from, ooh, that's exciting. Interviews are always exciting. I just feel like for you with your situation, it feels like either situation there's going to be some ups and downs, but I feel like with the Subway one, if I recall, um, I feel like you're going to have to just have more, you have to be more resilient. I feel like more of the issues will come from you. And then the other one, it's like it will come from coworkers or other people might give you a hard time. But I feel like you're able to overcome these things. And I think that it's really cool that you're able to kind of shift and see both sides and kind of, yeah, make that decision. So I wish you the best. I really hope that you get the job that you want, and I hope that it, pays well. I hope that it works out. Hi, welcome, welcome. Yes, I am doing that. I just want to quickly say that I'm doing one question readings, but I'm also offering like anything like general readings, like messages from the universe. So if you want that, I can also do that this time. I'm not just doing one question only. So, and you're always welcome to book a reading if you want to. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. But yeah, I feel like with this transition period, I don't know if your name is Ari, but I love that you're the Aries princess. I think that's amazing. I love that name. I feel like you're gonna like tackle it. You're gonna be okay. It's just like a temporary phase, you know? So does anyone want a reading? I'm doing, you can ask me a question or I can give you like advice messages from the universe. If not, I'm just gonna go into a general reading. Awesome, yeah. It kind of works perfectly with Aries, right? Ariana. That's a pretty name. I love that. Yeah. Mm. Oh, I feel like right now times are difficult for Aries in general, just like based on the astrological calendar. It's a little rough, but I feel like, you know, it's always temporary. And yeah, I won't be working at Dunkin', Subway, or Chipotle forever. Of course. Of course, yeah. I mean, you got to do you. And even if you do, so what? Like, I'm not saying you are, but if you do, whatever, you know? I feel like you got to follow your passion. You know, with Aries, a lot of this has to do with like Aries grow through going into battle, through taking on challenges. And I feel like that's how they have to get through shit is by actually, you know, going through the hard stuff. And so you might have to tackle a few things in order for you to like level up in life. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of just Aries for you. They're the warrior. They have to kind of power through and like take on hurdles and things in order to like be better, you know? And I love that, but at the same time, I'm glad I'm not an Aries because I could not do that. But you know, I'm rooting for you. How will things play out with my Gemini? She thinks I'm playing games and we're not official as of yet, but our chemistry is intense. Okay. Um, so I'm gonna start with, is it Q? I'm gonna say Q because I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. But I'll start with your question since you asked it first. Okay. How will things play out with my Gemini? She thinks I'm playing games and we're not official as of yet, but our chemistry is intense. I love that. I love that you guys have this intense chemistry. But yeah, obviously, mind games are not fun. Geminis, they can be flighty and they can be a little tricky. And I feel like when they're in their shadow element, they can take advantage of that mercurial energy. So, totally get it. I'm going to get to your question in a second, Ari, because Q asked it first. But okay. So, oops. Okay. I feel like this is a situation where you have put in so much effort, but it feels like it's not paying off. With the tailor, it's like no matter what you do, no matter how much you are trying, no matter how much effort you're putting in, it just feels like nothing is working, nothing is going your way. I got you. I got you. Yeah. I have trouble focusing sometimes on two people at the same time. Like when I get into a reading, I try to focus fully on it. So, but I will tackle what you're saying in a second. Hi, Patsy. Welcome. Okay, so back to Q. Q, are you still there? I want to make sure you're still there because I don't want to keep reading if you're gone already. Sorry about this. Okay. Okay, well, I'm not seeing anything from Q, so maybe I'll tackle Ari then. But yeah. I just feel like for Q, I feel like this is going to continue to repeat itself. Like this is kind of an endless cycle of you feeling like no matter what you do, it's never going to change. It's going to get it's going to start to feel like stuck. I feel like in order for things to really change, I'm just going to pull a card real quick just to finish this out. I like to close things out in case they come back. Okay. I feel like things are going to work, but you might have to, you're going to have to kind of create the reality that you want. It looks like with the sun, I feel like there's a lot of like happiness and light coming towards you in the situation, but it's just not going to get better unless you actually take the initiative and kind of force their hand a little bit. You know, like you're going to have to be the one to push. And it might feel like you're trying really hard to just like get through it and trying to read the situation, but I feel like it's not going to be easy. Unfortunately, you're going to have to kind of create your reality around their situation. So I don't know where you are, but I can't really go into it if you're not here. So, all right. Ari, so if I was actually in a committed relationship with Zach, how would things be? He's a Taurus. Right now, he doesn't want anything serious, but yeah, it's because he got hurt in the past. Feels like he doesn't have enough time for our relationship. Oh, man, I'm feeling that. He has a lot going on right now, but I feel like he could be a great partner. But his ex ruined that for him. Okay. So let's just look. I feel like that was a lot of information at once. So let's just look at what is going on with this person, because I feel like this is definitely has layers. It feels like he doesn't want, it's like you don't know what he wants, but at the same time, yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of parts to the situation, like with the ex. Whew. I feel like it's good that you're aware of what is already going on. Like you're aware of what you're getting into kind of with this person. It's very clear that you know this about him. So that's already a good start. Here's the thing. This person, extremely loyal. I feel like that may be part of the problem. In the past, I feel like he was very tied to the other person. I feel like he made a promise, and I feel like that's not something you can break. Doesn't mean he wouldn't make promises to you, but I feel like the other person, he still has made promises to them. And so at the same time, I feel like it's like he has to honor the ones he's already made. Does that make sense, Ari? Because I just feel like he is this extremely like devoted person, but I feel like a lot of the promises he made are still like enacted. Like it's like when someone changes a relationship, usually they break their promises to the other person, right? When they end a relationship, they're like, you're not a part of my life anymore, so I don't owe you anything. I feel like he does still hold on to like promises that he's made to this other person, but it also means that he's extremely loyal and devoted to the person he's with. So I feel like he's going to be like very loyal, keep his promises to you, but you have to be careful of like his loyalties to the person before you. Yeah, I just feel like it's like he's like attached in a way, like, you know, like when we get in a relationship, we say, oh, I'm going to always go to this thing with you, and I'll make sure I do that every single time. But then we get out of a relationship and we don't have to do that anymore. But I feel like for some reason he feels like he still has to. But it doesn't mean that. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. The thing is, we make a lot of promises, and sometimes we make too many promises that we can't contribute. Like, I don't know why, but it feels like there's something he's still holding on to with that. And I don't think it's because he wants to. I think it's because he feels like he has to. It feels more like he has to keep up with this person. out of duty, out of loyalty. So I hope that makes sense. It's like he hasn't cut that chain yet fully. But I do feel like this person, it's just a general trait of his. So I feel like if you're with him, he will also make promises to you. And I think he definitely has to learn how to let go fully, cut the cord, right? Fully of the person before him, even if he doesn't like it. When the hound comes up, it's often about rethinking our commitments, right? Rethinking the things that we promised, the things that we thought we were going to do. And I feel like that's kind of his thing, is it's not really about what we want. It's more like, how many of these promises did he make, and how many does he feel like he still has to keep? I hope that makes sense. Yeah. Let me see if I can pull some more. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I don't see it being like, I see like he might still be making promises to this person, have promises that he made to this person. It's almost like a tie, because out of responsibility, he feels like he has to keep it. But I do feel like he would be very devoted and loyal to you. Like, it wouldn't be something like he's cheating or he's like still has feelings for them. It would be like, it's kind of like when you have children. Does he have children with that person? I feel like there's something that's still tying him to them, but it's like a responsibility, not necessarily like a feeling, I don't think he cares about this person, but he does have ties to this person. That's a good idea. I think it's good that you're putting your heart out there. This is what I'm saying. Like with the octopus appears when someone is kind of crossing a boundary, when they're still, their tentacles are all over the place, right? Like, well, then there's got to be something that he is tied to with this person, but more because he's a good person. Like, when you're a really good person and you make these promises out of like, I don't know, because you're trying to be nice. I feel like that's the kind of energy I'm getting. It's not really that he wants to be. And honestly, I hate when guys do this. A lot of guys do this where they'll make promises to like their ex, and you're like, why are you still talking? Why are you still talking to them? But that doesn't mean that it will be forever. It just means like this person gets very like attached to people that they're with. And I feel like he would be a very devoted partner, but he needs to know his boundaries. He needs to know how to like cut people out that are no longer serving him. And this could be him just devoting his time to something that isn't you. And you're like, why can't you spend more time? Or why can't you do this for me? But it also means that the time he's devoting to you will be very like, if he makes a promise to you, he wants to keep it. So it's like about him knowing what he wants and going for it. All right, let's ask the tarot. Okay. With the Magician reversed, I feel like this person, like, he's very smart. He has a lot to offer. I just feel like he doesn't know where to put his resources, like where to put his attention. It's just, I'm getting this weird energy. I just feel like he's very like caring and devoted, but I feel like he, like it's a good thing for you, but I'm saying like, it's like kind of like also a warning about where he's at right now, loyalty, like commitments, promises. Yeah. I just feel like right now is not the time to um it's almost like you have to make sure that his sense of duty or loyalty isn't split. I feel like he needs to set some boundaries. Like, does he still talk to his ex? Does he still like you know, like pay too much attention to them. It just feels like there's some crossover. And I feel like that's, you know, if you're with someone, you want them to drop everything, right? Like, I think that this person needs some balance. I feel like they can take things to an extreme sometimes. And, but when they're devoted to someone, they go all in. So I feel like this person could definitely be very committed to you, but at the same time struggle because they made commitments elsewhere. That's what I'm getting. Interesting. I don't think that's like, you don't even have to like explain that. I mean, I'm sure that things are, I feel like he just needs to priorities are. Because if not, he could end up being unintentionally, like, I don't think it would be intentional, but he would be manipulating you in a way, um, because he would not fully be yours, right? So I feel like he has the capacity to be, but right now he's still somehow, it's like he hasn't fully left. You know, all his eggs are not in your basket. You know what I mean? So does that mean that it can't work out? Absolutely not. Like that, of course you could, especially with the capacity this person has to love you. I can see there's like definitely, yeah, definitely. Um, I also feel like this person may have some like problems going on with their family that might be impacting it. Like maybe they're very devoted to their family. It's just this energy of like they're trying to separate themselves, but somehow they're having a difficult time. Yeah, I can definitely see this person being very loyal to you, very devoted to you. It's just like, I feel like a lot of the time in the beginning of a relationship too, when we first meet someone, they still are thinking of things they have to do for someone else, or they feel a sense of duty or responsibility. But I don't feel like this has anything to do with his feelings for someone else. I feel like this could be a very devoted, kind of committed situation. I feel like this could, yeah, this could definitely go that extra mile. But this is just what I'm seeing right now about um, where he's at energetically. Eye contact is so sexy. I don't blame you. Let me see. I mean, I can see a little bit about like what his feelings are towards you. Maybe that might be more relevant than to look at the situation in general, because I love how the same card comes out, you know, and this just tells me he's very like devoted, loyal. I feel like but a lot of the time when the hound comes up, it's also about friendship. So this person may not have like lovey-dovey feelings, but I feel like he is very like zeroed in on you. Yeah, I just feel like he could be very, it's almost like he will latch on, like he's attached, you know? I feel like there's a sense of devotion, a sense of like wanting to be a part of your life. Hi, Cecily. Cecily, I hope I'm saying that right. I mean, um, how do a male Cancerian and female Capricorn? I'm gonna get to you in a minute, Cecily. Let me just finish up with Ari because, um, yeah, let me just finish with Ari's. I don't like to do like split my attention. Hello, Kenneth. Welcome back. Hello. Okay, so um, yeah, so I feel like there is this friend vibe going on right now. Do I see it turning into more? I just feel like I do see him recognizing that there is more, but I feel like it's kind of a delay. I just feel like this person can turn into more and is definitely going to. I'm seeing something to celebrate with this person, but for some reason I feel like he's still. I keep seeing that message of he's still leaving somebody else, or he's still in the middle of something else. It's like it feels like his feelings haven't developed, but I feel like he's interested in you. I just don't want him to use you as like someone to fill his heart. Does that make sense? Because I want him to fully be in it with you. But I do see that there is a lot of emotion here. And I think he just needs to kind of figure out what he wants and where his boundaries are. But yeah, if you really want this to work, you are going to have to be patient, and really focus on just like the friendship. I feel like this person is going to be in your life for a while. I don't see them falling out of your life. I feel like this is the kind of relationship that's going to be like there for, I'm seeing a more permanent situation. So this could turn into something committed. But yeah, obviously do you though, you know? Okay. Um, all right, I'm going to go to the next person, but thank you so much for that. So I really wish you the best with this situation, Ari. Um, okay, so Cecily, are you still there? I don't know how to say your name, but Cecily. I just want to make sure it, and you don't need to apologize at all. Um, okay, awesome. Okay. I have dealt with a Taurus man, so I'm very aware, Ari. um, but let me just continue with Cecily so everyone can have their turn. Okay, how do male Cancerian and female Capricorn have a relationship where we learn how to show each other more love? We're different in values. Okay. So I can't give you like a full relationship reading, but I can try to look into your situation. This is supposed to be more of like a brief check-in. All right. Are you the Capricorn, Cecily? Okay. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is that it feels like you guys are both so involved that in a way you're not filling your own cups. I feel like this is a very, like you're trying to support each other, but at the same time it's like you're not honoring your own, like your own situation, your own self. When the founder comes up reversed, it often has to do with needing to, you really want to support someone, you really want to be there for someone, but at the same time you're going to have to support yourself first. I feel like there's a lot of like attention that you're giving to this person, and it's making it harder for you to manage this because it's like you're spreading, it's like you're trying to give so much to this person without giving yourself first, and you can't you can't do that. That just doesn't, it's not sustainable. So a lot of the issues you're having about having like different values, for example, this is you kind of trying to sacrifice yourself, and so it feels like you can't honor your own values, right? Like it feels like there's a feeling of, because if you both were really honoring each other, like if you both were honoring your own selves and you were really just building that foundation, right, so you could give more, then you wouldn't have this problem. I just feel like this problem is coming from kind of your not having that foundation to begin with. Because you can have, I'm seeing you being able to have very strong relationship. I feel like this could be, despite being different values, doesn't even matter. I feel like you're capable of making this work, but you're never going to fully be okay with them. Like, it's never going to fully work unless you're able to really support yourself. And that's an issue a lot of couples have, is they're really focused on these things and the other person, and then they feel like that's the problem, their values, but it's not really that. That's not the problem here. So I'm glad this, yeah, I'm glad this helped, because I think it's important. You're really going to have to go with the flow. I feel like there's a sense of you not being able to control where your relationship is going. I feel like you have no control over it. You're going to have to sit back, drift. You can't go against the current, right? If you're the fish, then you're not able to be this, like, you're not able to take control. You just have to float. So I feel like you need to kind of surrender to this situation. Focus on yourself. Take things as they come. I think that there's a lot of worrying, a lot of there's a lot of energy around, like a little bit stressful that I'm sensing, but it feels like you're working against yourself almost. I'm seeing you needing to take a breath, needing to relax a little bit, because there's a very strong focus on and worry on the things that aren't mattering as much. And I feel like this can be such a fluid, beautiful, yeah. I mean, it makes more sense, because if you're not secure in yourself, then often it's really hard to try to, like, be in the flow. I feel like it's really hard for you to just drift, because you're busy. Like, it's like you also can't let the current control you. I'm just thinking of it like I am thinking of that river. Enoki is really about alignment. It's about figuring out how to make our path align with this other person's path. And I think that compatibility is so weird. Like, there's so many different ways to look at compatibility. Some people think that chemistry makes someone more compatible. Some people think that it's having the same values. Some people think it's being attracted to each other. And I feel like for you, it's really going to be about having your paths align. It's less about having these, like, fundamental ideas or values or things or feelings. It's more like, how can you try to, like, be in alignment with yourself? How can you try to, center yourself, and at the same time try to just be okay with them, like, float with them down that river, just join them, you know? So this is a message to you too, that things are on your side, that you're fully capable of making this work, that your feelings are fluid, they're changing just like theirs, and it's always going to be okay as long as you're able to just kind of float with them and kind of align with them, and build on that foundation. The more you focus on building and supporting yourself, the better. So support yourself. Make sure that you're not completely offering your heart and soul to this person and stressing about whether your values are aligning. And yeah, take care of yourself, because when you're nurturing yourself, none of that matters. It really doesn't in this situation. It does for some couples, but for you, I feel like you can get past it. It really does. So, does that make sense? I want to make sure I got through to you. Okay. Awesome. Well, good luck. I mean, that warms my heart. I'm so happy about that. Because sometimes, but I'm happy about this. Yeah. Let me see. Who is still here? I want to make sure that I am. I know a lot of people earlier commented, but I don't know who is still here. Kenneth. Okay. So let's do Kenneth. Okay. Can I ask a question? Can you check my coworker and her intentions towards me? Thank you. Okay. Let's see what the cards have to say about this. Interesting. I feel like I don't know if it's judgment. Hang on one second. Let me pull some more cards because I want to make sure that I get the full message here. Okay. I feel like this person doesn't have issues with you, but I do feel like for some reason they want you to play by the rules more. I feel like they think that you're too, I don't know if you act weird or like act really outgoing or make jokes. I feel like for some reason this person wants you to be more traditional, be more of the rule follower. With the unicorn, I feel like this person is also very picky about who they decide to. They're very picky about who they decide to be amicable with for some reason. I feel like, yeah, I feel like they're very picky about it, and I feel like right now they haven't really made up their mind about you. It's almost like they're wanting you to, I don't know, be more normal. I don't know if you're the kind of person that is like trying really hard to stand out or trying to, if you're louder, but it just feels like they're trying to get you to like conform. Yeah, I don't think that she's has bad intentions. I feel like she's definitely just, it's almost like she's trying to do her own job and she doesn't want, I think part of her is like she wants to think outside the box, but I feel like she just doesn't really know how. And I think you're somebody who's extremely, I feel like you have kind of a creative soul. There's you're able to see things from a different perspective, and I just feel like in a way she kind of is like, well, I can't meet you there, so I want you to be, yeah, I want you to be here. I also feel like you make her feel safe for some reason. I feel like maybe there's something about her where she doesn't feel like she can fully be herself around people. I feel like part of it's like you allow her to feel like she can be herself. So I feel like she's really selective about who she spends her time with. Yeah, I feel like she could be guarded, but I also feel like she doesn't bring all of her like, not messiness, but like her out of work hobbies and things. She doesn't necessarily bring them to work with her. She kind of treats work very separately. And I feel like there's a lot you just don't know about her. I feel like there's a sense of mystery here that I'm getting. So, does that make sense? She asks to work in my department. Yes. So I just feel like she does acknowledge your creativity, but I feel like she's also like, I don't know how to be like you. That's what I'm seeing. Hi, Kristen. Welcome. Whoops. Okay. So her intentions, I feel like they're kind of neutral. I feel like she does not really, she's in a situation where I feel like you make her feel more, she's very selective over who she talks to, over who she lets in. And I feel her being a little guarded. I just feel like she kind of separates work from pleasure. And so it's a little tricky for you to like get closer to her. I also just feel like she doesn't know how to like, it's not that she's closed-minded, but I feel like she just wants things to be more structured for some reason. I'm just getting that energy. Yeah. I hope that helped. As far as like, I don't know if you were asking about like whether you see her being attracted to you or anything. I don't see that from this, but I also didn't really look into that. So, so well, I didn't really look into it, but I do feel like she's more selective over who she spends her time with, and I feel like she's kind of just tentative, you know? Um, I think that, like it's really easy to get overwhelmed nowadays. And yeah, I can see why you're confused now because I feel confused based on the cards. I mean, it just looks like she wants to be, it's like she's choosing to be in your presence. It's like you have to take things step by step, I feel like, in the situation. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you just have to take things step by step. I feel like it's not that I don't see her being attracted to you. So it's interesting that she asked you for, yeah, interesting. Yeah. The cards are just like, that's what they wanted me to say. So I have no, I mean, I'm baffled by this situation as well. I feel like it's just going to be about trying to like be that safe place. I'm seeing like safety, feeling like she's guarded, feeling like, it makes someone very difficult to read sometimes, because they're not as like loud or, creative, outwardly. I feel like there's more traditional desire to be more, to play by the rules is what I would say. Yeah, organized is a good way of saying it as well. Um, okay. Well, best of luck with that. Um, since I'm only doing one question per person or general reading, you guys are welcome to ask. But yeah, if you want, you can always book a reading with me and I can dive deeper into your situation. But for now, I hope that was somewhat helpful. Okay. Hi, Money. Welcome back. Okay. Oh, welcome, Luminous Starseed. I love your guys' names. Oh my god. Um, I think I'm gonna do Thai Money first because that's the first question I saw, but I will try to tackle them. Whenever I finish one reading, I'll look at the questions and see who's next. So I will do that. I definitely get very focused on one reading, so it's difficult for me to keep track. But yeah. Okay, how does my ex Jerome feel about me, please? How does my ex Jerome feel? I feel like they actually really still care about you, but I feel like for some reason they're afraid to open up. They're afraid to be vulnerable. I see this person actually still harboring feelings for you. I feel like they're really like holding their cards close to their chest. For anyone tuning in, I will get to you when I'm done with my current reading. TY Money, are you still here? I want to make sure. I don't know how to say your name, so I'm just going to go with TY Money. Forget. Okay. I feel like this person, I don't know if they're lying, but I feel like they have secrets that they're holding on to. There's things that you don't know. I feel like they're not telling you everything. I'm actually seeing you keeping you in the dark is what I'm seeing, even though they do have feelings for you. I also feel like this person wasn't willing to go the extra mile for you, which is frustrating. But I do feel like they were serious about you. Yeah, I do feel like this person cares about you. So if you're feeling confused about their feelings, I mean, know that they're there, but for some reason, I feel like maybe they've been hurt in the past, or it's just much more difficult for them to express them. So I can see that being difficult for you, especially because they are keeping you in the dark. I feel like they're not being open, not being honest. And I feel like it just might feel like you're not getting anywhere. But I also could see this person being serious about you, like actually being like, I'm seeing maybe a ring even. Like this could definitely turn into something more. So I feel like there's definitely unfinished business with this person. Yeah. I hope that helps. I think this is something you really need to explore, but also remember that this shadow, right? This darkness that is surrounding things needs to be lifted. You can't have secrets, you can't. It's just not going to fly. We have expectations, like don't seek anyone's approval. I feel like this isn't about trying, like, don't get all thirsty and desperate and try to get them back. I feel like that's not going to go your way. I think it's about managing expectations. How much can you really expect from this person? Will they actually do that? And yeah, making sure that you realize that this is who they are and they can't change for anyone. So this person has to be willing to open up to you. Yeah. You're welcome. I am glad. That was a good one. I mean, I know it's a tough situation, but I'm sure you'll get through it if you're able to get through to this person. But you do have to manage your expectations. Absolutely. Okay. Who is next? So I'm going to do the one that is most recent. Does anyone want to ask a question? If not, I'm going to go with LP. Is LP still there? Oh, were you? And okay. I feel like there's so many. Okay. Okay. Let me see. We'll start with LP, and then I will see whoever is next. I'm just kind of going with whatever because there's so many. I can't keep track. Okay. I have had vivid dreams about an ex 6 years on and off, but the last year he was going through stuff. I couldn't hold on anymore. Okay. Whew. I always find it fascinating when we're dreaming of someone, and I feel like it's difficult to let go of that person because if it was so powerful that they were in our dreams, then why should we walk away, right? Like, why should we sever that bond? Yeah, it sounds like he's very much still in your life. Okay. I feel like there's a lot of anxiety or feeling like there's a fear of things not working out or not looking the way that they should. It's almost like there's like this expectation, this vision that of like what could be, but it's almost like this person is I feel like there's like they know there's potential, but at the same time they're like afraid to make it happen. I'm seeing some fear, which is interesting. So I don't feel like I'm going to try to pull some other cards because I feel like I need more clarity. I actually feel like this could be a twin flame situation. I feel like this person is someone you've definitely met in past lives. This is a karmic situation. So whatever you're going through, it feels like, yeah, it feels like this story isn't over. No matter how much you try to walk away, I don't see this person just like leaving you, right? I feel like this is something you're stuck with, but you also can manage this. You can work through this. The question is not really whether this is going to be like a vision, right? It's not about whether the expectations will work. It's more like whether this person is ready for that vision, is ready for that to happen, because I feel like timing is a big problem here. It's more like timing. It often is this way with twin flames because you're meant to find each other. Yeah, I feel like this person is still definitely not over. There's definitely parts of the story, but I feel like they're definitely trying to make decisions about where they want to go in life, and I feel like yours aren't aligning with theirs right now, which is interesting. I feel like this person isn't initiating. They're not taking the lead, with this King of Rods reversed. It's like, yeah, I know. I mean, I feel like I can feel that because it's like you have this idea of like what your love should look like, but it's like I'm just seeing fear. I feel like this person's story isn't over with you, but at the same time, it's like you're trying to like be happy and do your own thing. And I feel like this person is not going to initiate. I feel like they're not going to do that. Yeah, I feel like there's a very fiery energy. I'm actually going to see if I see any interesting. I do feel like this person I'm seeing some very fiery energy, and I feel like this person could definitely be like a Taurus or a Cancer, or a Pisces. I feel like there's that kind of energy in their chart, perhaps, um, because I feel like there's a very like fluid. I do feel like he could be, but I feel like he could have some other. He definitely has to have one of these in his chart, though. I just feel like there's that energy coming through. Um, but he definitely sounds like a Scorpio, what you're describing, right? Ah, I feel for you. I'm also seeing like I feel like he dreams of you too, but it's like he's trying to suppress that. And then unfortunately, he can't. I feel like there's less control over his feelings and the situation. Okay, so I think what would be best is to look at like what we can actually do about this instead, because it's very clear what's going on. Yeah, I mean, I can see that, and I can also see how that would stir up a lot of emotions. I just feel like that this isn't over. This is something you still have to they still have to be in your life. So I feel like you're going to have to figure out how to take a chance on them. you're going to have to find a way to manage boundaries, manage the situation further. There is so much that is beneath the surface. I feel like this is only the tip of the iceberg. So I do see this going on for a while, and you can't control what this person does, but you can only control like yourself. And I know that's kind of a cop out, but I do feel like you need to express, like, I feel like this is a story that you need to express. You need to express it, maybe write it down, journal it. I feel like it has to leave you somehow. Yeah, I don't blame you. This is hard. I do feel like I am seeing laughter. I feel like this is something you're going to be able to laugh about despite it being really serious right now. Um yeah. This person is not going to take control of the situation. They're not going to stop, and I feel like I actually don't feel like you could cut the cord right now, you know? I feel like you can try to do that on a surface level, but this person is always going to have some form of influence in your life. It doesn't mean that, you're doomed, you can't be happy. I think what you need to learn to do is shield. You need to be able to shield your energy, ground your energy, because you can try to cut the cord all you want. I just feel like that's not going to be a good solution in the long run, you know? I feel like your energy, these dreams you're having, these are messages. This is a lot. It feels very emotional, very heavy. And on top of that, you're having these reminders, like the universe is sending you the sister, right? It just feels like there's messages that it's not over. And I think that you might need to have a discussion with this person or somehow express yourself to this person. Yeah. I just feel like the universe knows that you need to, keep going. And I think that this person needs to there needs to be some kind of communication to find closure. I also feel like you're both trying to create plans for the future. I feel like, on each of your ends, I feel like there's a sense of like needing to make plans. So I think that's really important here. All right, that's what I'm seeing there. So thank you so much, LP. I hope that everything, works out. You're always welcome to book a reading with me if you want to dive deeper into the situation. That's what I'm here for. Also, guys, for those of you who are tuning in, for Llamas, I'm going to do I have a discount, 25% off on all recorded readings on my website, zoethepsychic.com. So if you guys are interested in learning more and want to go further, you can definitely check that out. Thank you so much for subscribing. All right. Okay. I've been seeing luminous starseed. Yes. So let's start with you. Okay. Jessica Pisces. Okay, your name is Jessica. That's helpful. Pisces, what hidden feelings will Candelario Aries have towards me once he processes seeing me dining at the restaurant he works at soon? Ooh, I love that one. It's very bold. Okay. I definitely see curiosity coming up right away. I feel like he has so many questions. There's just this this need to know what the F is happening. I feel like he's going to, it's mostly like curiosity. I feel like this person is kind of trying really hard to relax for some reason this day. And I feel like that's kind of where they're at emotionally. I also feel like I don't see them being the one to serve you. I feel like it would probably be more of a female server, but it could be, yeah, I feel like it's curiosity mostly is what I'm seeing. I'm actually seeing them wondering like why you're there, what the F is happening. With the Page of Swords, I love that because the Page of Swords is so curious, but at the same time, when it's reversed, it's like these thoughts are more negative, right? It's just a shift in your mind. And it feels like, I feel like this person's going to jump to conclusions. They might be very like in their head about it. I feel like it's going to really mess with them. Okay. I can see what that says, but I do only do one question, so. I feel like this person is going to have to, oh, I feel like they're overthinking is what I'm seeing. It's almost like they're thinking about it so much that they don't act on it. And I'm seeing them trying to, it's almost like they're trying to, I feel like it's like a buzzkill for them. You know, they're trying so hard to make things like seem productive, but I feel like they can't focus on it. I feel like good things are coming, but I feel like your mind, like their mind is so clouded with you. And I feel like they will really, really be kind of mulling it over. So that's what I'm seeing as to what is going on. I feel like I still feel like they might be thinking I missed out. Um, yeah, I'm seeing I missed out. I'm seeing, I just feel like there's a sense of resentment, of detachment a little bit. So we shall see. I hope that helped. These are mini readings, so I can't really go more in depth right now, but you're welcome to book a reading with me if you want to dive deeper into that. Okay, you're welcome. Thank you for sharing. Okay, who is here? Who else needs a reading? Whoever comments next with a question, I will read. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anyone or reading someone who's not here. White WB SG18, are you still here? Okay, is Enfys Tarot still here? Okay. Okay, Enfys. Okay, what is your question? I'd have to scroll up and find it, I think. Could you just tell me again? So, okay. Okay. I feel like this is a time where you're very focused on what's going on within, but I also feel like there's a sense of like this victim mentality going on. I feel like right now is a pretty difficult time. I feel like you're really focusing on the negative around you, and it's really difficult for you to somehow. I feel like other people might be trying to get through to you, but I feel like for some reason I'm seeing you feeling very stubborn, feeling like you don't want to listen to them. And a lot of the time when people get this kind of card or this energy, they're kind of in denial about it because that's kind of the whole point. But I do feel like this person that I'm seeing, you, you're very focused on like what if things were different. um I feel like you're looking for the next shiny thing. It's almost like you're not really enjoying the present moment, enjoying the now. I feel like there's just a sense of wanting more, wanting, like the grass is always greener. It's interesting. Oh, well. Okay. Well, that's hilarious, actually. I mean, not that you're, yeah, because the miser is really about, this feeling like the world is just, yeah, not working. So, okay. So, I can try to do it again, but it's kind of like, do you have a specific question for me? It might be easier in that sense. Because I don't like to do multiple questions per person on lives. I want to make sure that all right, we'll try again then. Okay, so we have the wise one. I'm hearing making things official. I feel like a lot of, I'm seeing like a lot of stability financially coming in. I feel like things are finally kind of getting in order. If you've had a very messy experience when it comes to like keeping organizing like your, I'm seeing like bills and like finances. I feel like this is a time when things are actually going to stabilize. I feel like there's like a sense of security, kind of like a relief. But I also feel with the wise one, there's a sense of like needing to keep things in order, keep things traditional and honor that, not really overspending, not really like going out of the way. I'm just seeing this sense of needing, yeah, needing to keep things together and also mature. I'm seeing maturity. I also feel like you leaving a really difficult time of instability when it comes to the material realm. So I don't know if that resonates with you. I feel like I'm just seeing a lot of like paper. I love how this kind of plays into it with the feast. Slow down and celebrate yourself. I feel like this is the time where you're reaping the rewards of what you have been working so hard to create, or it just feels like you can kind of slow down. And I think that's beautiful. There's a sense of stability, a sense of being able to rely on things, rely on the people you care about. Yeah. So I feel like that's a positive message. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back, Major Arcana. Welcome. It's nice to see you. Amazing. I'm so happy about that. What's your cat's name? I'm a huge cat person. Obsessed, actually. Aw, that's so cute. I love that name. Is it after the elf? Or not the elf? What is, I forget what kind of being it is. He is in the game. It's very sweet. Okay, so for those of you, I noticed someone asked if I have a Cash App. I did add the, yes, Zelda, that's right, Legend of Zelda. That's awesome. Okay, so I did add the link for PayPal below, so you're welcome to send through that. I will prioritize people who have paid and or who have booked a reading with me, so just putting that out there. But in the meantime, I will take whoever is next. So whoever wants another reading or a reading, make sure you ask your question. I'll also do a general reading. That's okay. I mean, I can still read you if you would like. So if you have a question. Whoever asks me a question next, I will read them, unless I can't answer the question. But general reading, okay. Vigi, is that your name? Vigi? I'm going to call you Vigi because I don't know how to pronounce it, but I hope that's right. Okay. Oops. Interesting. Okay. I feel like this is a time where you're lacking direction. I feel like you really need a sense of, like, your inner compass feels off right now. I feel like things are kind of out of alignment for you. And I feel like you've been trying really hard at something. Let me see. I'm going to clarify here. I actually feel like I feel like there's something you've been working on for a long time. And I feel like this is the time where things are just feeling like they're dragging. For some reason, I feel like things are just dragging, like they're taking a lot longer than they need to. I'm seeing you having to make some difficult choices, but not really knowing which choice to make first. And I feel like right now it's like you're trying so hard to be unique and you that I feel like you're actually struggling. And I think it's really important for you to realize that you don't have to reinvent the wheel to be happy. I don't know if you're a mother, but I feel like there's a sense of like There's definitely a mother figure in this situation. This person may have a lot of expectations of you, is what I'm getting. It's interesting. Are you still there, Vigi? I just feel like you're stuck right now. It's like you're wandering down this path, but you don't really know. It's kind of taking forever. I do feel like there are rules you're trying to abide by. It's almost like you're trying to break the rules, but you kind of just have to follow them. I'm seeing someone being very mean. I feel like there's a very mean person that's trying to tell you what to do. That's what's coming across. This could be like someone giving you a difficult time. I'm sensing it's like I'm sensing this person doesn't necessarily know who you are at your core. I feel like they think that they do, but it's almost like they're clouded when it comes to judging you. And I feel like you're kind of just at this person's, you're just listening to them. I feel like that. So I don't know if you're in a difficult relationship or I don't know. I keep hearing like baby daddy. I don't know if you're a mother, but I feel like there's a baby daddy or somebody who's trying to like from the past who's trying to tell you what to do. I know this is very out of the blue. I'm seeing children it's interesting. I don't think that you are I don't think you need to worry for the long run, but I think you do need to figure out how to find meaning in your life. I feel like you are kind of just things are dragging and I feel like you need to do something meaningful. You need meaning in your life. That's the main message is just this need to do that and to no longer just accept things at you, you know? Don't just accept things like that, you know? Start actually like you don't just have to take it, you know? Does this resonate with you? I know this is very random, but I wonder if it makes sense to you. These messages are coming through. I feel like this is temporarily like a gray time, but I feel like you can make the change. You have the ability to like cut away all of the bullshit. Yeah. I'm seeing some major changes going on in your life, but you have to be the initiator of those changes. And I feel like there is somebody in your life you're going to have to cut out because they are causing you to feel like less of yourself. I feel like you need to be around people who are empowering you, people who have direction. And I feel like maybe you're being like things are taking a long time in the situation. Okay. I'm going to stop there. That was a very intense reading. I'm glad. I'm sorry that I couldn't provide more insight, but you're always welcome to book a reading with me if you'd like. Okay, so what is next? Who is next? Whoever comments with their question next, I will read. I don't know if Gavin is still there or Major Arcana. Or Sadia, or love. Okay, awesome. Okay, Gavin, welcome. What would be the truth for the financial wealth? Okay. I'm assuming you mean like what would what I can look at. I don't really understand that question, so I'm going to just ask what I see about your financial wealth. Is that, I hope that's okay. Okay. I'm actually seeing, I feel like you're in this position where you can manifest anything. I feel like this is the time for you to really like take control of your finances. I feel like I'm seeing more money coming in. I feel like you're at a position in your life where you could step up and really embrace this abundance. I feel this sense of abundance coming towards you. So I'm seeing this could be like you leveling up at your job, or it could be you just being in a position where you can get money. I'm going to see a little bit more what I see here. I feel like the money that comes in is going to be not from, I feel like it's something that you've earned. I'm seeing, I don't know why, but I'm seeing like computers, technology. So I feel like this could be a time where I'm seeing you receiving electronic money. I feel like you're right on the precipice of something more, something new. This is the time where I see an influx of money coming in, but I feel like it's something, of course, you'd have to manifest. Um, and I feel like as far as wealth goes, it's all about this potential, but for some reason, I feel like you're hesitating. I feel like money is taking longer for you because there's a sense of hesitation. Let me see. I also feel like there could be some debt that I see you paying off with the loyalty, the chains. It's almost like you've made promises, or maybe you're supporting someone. I could see a friend asking you for money as well. Yeah, I feel like this is just a time where you are hesitating, but you have to kind of go for it with whatever manifestation comes in. This is the time where you are at the precipice of something greater. And I feel like you have everything that you need in order to make it happen. I feel like there's a sense of like you have the tools you need, but you just have to keep, like, you have to kind of grasp it, is what I'm seeing. So I feel like you have to be careful about who you're trying to support, who you're trying to make promises to. Okay, so I hope that helps. My specialty is definitely not in finances to anyone. Um, I definitely focus more on like the energetics around situations and love, but I'm able to see energy. So I hope that makes sense, Gavin. Okay. C Mac. Let me see. CMAC. So I won't do anything that has to do with a legal case, um, or health problems. That's, as a reader, that's part of my code of ethics, is that I don't look into that stuff. So um, you might have to seek that question elsewhere, because it's just part of um, my code of ethics. It's, yeah, I'm not qualified to talk about anything that has to do with legal cases or health. And it sounds like that's overlapping your daughter's future and her education. So I can't really go into that. But Sorry. All right. Does anyone else want to ask a question? I can try. Okay. Education. I feel like I'm seeing like this being a really beautiful period for your daughter, but I also feel like somebody else's point of view is somehow going to become more important. So what I'm seeing is like this could be like her making friends or her classmates. I feel like there's somebody else that is saying, well, my perspective is more important. I feel like it's almost like she's not the main character in this story. Does that make sense? I know that's very random, but it feels like I'm also seeing like trying to follow the rules, trying to follow order is not working for some reason. I feel like this is definitely a time where it's almost like I'm seeing a lot of waiting, a lot of watching. For some reason, I feel like this your daughter might be having a really difficult time when it comes to like other people around her. I'm just seeing people not empathizing with her point of view. It's like there's a lack of empathy, a lack of trying to understand each other. And I think that's really really important is that it's like it's almost like the rules are maybe the school rules, they're going above your daughter. I'm seeing smoke and mirrors. I feel like this could be like somebody trying to say one thing, but then it looks like another thing. I feel like people are making it's like the expectations are being overridden by the rules. I see that one thing that is really helpful here is your daughter is going to have I'm seeing another I feel like there's another person that's on her side. This person is a very fiery energy. I feel like this person's very passionate about your daughter. I don't know how old your daughter is, but I am seeing like some kind of this person really cares about her. And I'm seeing like a mother figure, could be like a teacher. I think that this person is really going to influence the outcome of things. This person could be like someone who sees it but isn't able to act on it is what I'm seeing. I feel like there's a sense of yeah, it's difficult because um I feel like there's so much more emotion involved than there should be in the situation. Yeah. Let me see if I can just give you some a takeaway from this. Interesting. Fertility comes up, and fertility has to do with, planting the seed, planting. It's almost like, sorry. I feel like this is the beginning of a cycle, is what I'm getting. This is the beginning of a cycle. And unfortunately, things might have to get worse before they get better. But I do feel like as long as you're not taking for granted what remains, like what's left of the situation, it's going to work out in your favor. But I do, and I'm not saying that about any like legal case or health. That's not what I'm saying, just to be clear. Um, but I feel like this is a time of growth. It's like you're the beginning of a cycle, and I think that this is it might get worse before it gets better, but I feel like it's going to be important to hold on to what is working. Don't forget that. And also, this other person, like, I feel like it's going to require you to have a lot of empathy for somebody else. It's like saying you need to stop. You need to realize that it's not really about you or your daughter. I do not answer questions about pregnancy. That's just my code of ethics. So, yeah. Well, good luck with that. I hope that things work out for you. I mean, the only thing I saw was that there is someone that is there to help you. I didn't see anybody that you should be wary of, but this does involve the point of view. I feel like it's about someone lacking empathy in your story and needing to be able to kind of see your side of things. It's about your side of the story. So I don't know what that means off the top of my head. You're welcome to book a reading with me if you want to go more into detail, but that's all I'm seeing with those cards. Yeah. So thank you for stopping by. I'm glad. Okay. So I will read whoever is next. You're welcome to put to ask a question. I'm doing like you can do one question or a general reading. I'm here. I'm not sure who's here. Claudia, are you still here? I don't know if anyone's still here. Welcome to anybody who is stopping by. Okay, let's see. Don't know if, oh, hi, Sean. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you would like to ask a question or a general reading, then yes, absolutely. I'll answer one question. What's S's feelings towards me? We haven't spoken in a while. Okay. Interesting. I feel like this person is really trying to set boundaries. I feel like they're trying really hard to say no. I don't know why, but that's what I'm getting. So let me see if I can elaborate on that. I feel like this person sees you. They know how valuable you are, but for some reason, I feel like they're trying really hard to put their foot down. So this person might actually have some pretty intense feelings for you. I feel like they see you as someone who's extremely vibrant. I see you as I'm seeing a lot of energy around you. So I feel like this person definitely could have intense feelings for you, but I don't see it being as much love. I see it more like attraction. I actually feel like you're still on their mind. This is definitely like this person wants to I feel like they want to approach you. I'm just seeing a very like vibrant heart. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just what I'm getting. Yeah, let me see. I feel like this person is like they see you as someone who is like their future. I feel like I'm seeing someone who wants to celebrate you. It's like they want to celebrate with you. I feel like they're committed to you in a way. I don't know. This isn't saying like you haven't talked in a while. I feel like it's just saying like you you are going to have a happily ever after. Like this person wants that with you. It's interesting. Um because I feel like you're trying to set boundaries and things, you know? It's interesting. But I feel like you also are trying to honor yourself. I'm seeing you trying to honor your time. Like you know that you're worth more than what they're giving you in a way. I I don't know. It's like he didn't want to give me the time of day. I just don't get that because it feels I mean, I'm as confused as you are because it feels like they're seeing like love like I'm not seeing love, but I'm seeing like marriage. Like I'm seeing like this person could be more for you. But I also just feel like in a way they're not seeing your worth. And at times when I get this card, it often represents like the ego, like this person has like maybe main character energy. So sometimes they don't necessarily see what's around them, but it doesn't change how they feel on the inside. So I don't know, but that's what the cards are saying to me. I feel like there's a sense of like you guys could have a future, but it sounds like what they're saying one thing and feeling another thing, you know? I know, I mean, and I'm very blunt. So if I saw that this person wasn't like in your life or I just would say I would tell you, you know? I don't know if you've seen any of the other readings I've done on here, but some of them have been brutal. And I feel like this is not brutal. This is like I feel like things are it's almost like I see them like running to you. It's weird. So, yeah, I mean, that's just what the cards are telling me. So I don't know if the energy is going to shift soon. Um I know a lot of readers do try to like that aren't very good at it, try to tell you what you want to hear. But that's not my motto. I think that this is like there's a sense of like stop and start. I feel like there could be a sense of detachment as well, but it's more like on your end, I'm seeing. I feel like you're more detached for some reason. Um, I also just feel like you're the kind of person you know your worth. You know how valuable you are, and you're not going to like waste that on someone. So I think that's a really powerful thing, and you should keep that up, you know? Yeah, but you might be waiting. a while, if that's the case. Let me see if I can just get some closure. When I get this card, it's really about needing to be the one to do it, to cut. If you want things to change with this person, you're going to have to step up. But if not, then let it be. Maybe they're not for you. This is about cutting what's important and what's not important, like figuring out who is going to suit you, who is going to serve you in your life. So I feel like you do know how worthy you are. You do know that. And I feel like it's not like you're waiting for validation for this person. I think that you really just need to honor yourself. And it's okay to say no, like, even if they do want to be with you. Like, but I do think that, yeah, I respect your desire for it to come from them. I mean, I think that makes sense, but a lot of the time we can't control what other people do. So I totally get it, but this is what I'm seeing right now. So yeah. Okay. Well, the cards are just saying that he's still in your life. So I don't know if that means he's about to come into your life again, but I feel like you're going to have to figure out what you want real fast. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. Who is next? I know I saw Claudia. If she's still here, I don't know. Because, okay, Claudia, I saw you. Let's, what was yours again? Oh, will I find a job soon? Is that it? Okay. Awesome. All right. So for those of you who are just tuning in, um, I will definitely get around to you when I'm done with. I get very focused in on my readings. So when I'm done, I'll look at what questions are here and I'll be able to pick one next. But all right, so your career. Nice. Okay. Okay. So when the hunter appears, I think of this as kind of like the hunter never he never misses. I feel like you're in the situation where you're constantly going and you haven't had a lot of time for like fun. I feel like life has been very focused. There's been this like eye on the prize, you're focused, you're trying to like it's almost like you know where you're headed and now you just need to get there. And I feel like part of that is not letting distractions happen, not letting other people influence that. And I just feel like you have to kind of stick to this path, stick to what you're doing, stick to what you're good at. This is going to continue to get better. And I feel like right now that's kind of the energy around this. So it's almost like as long as you don't get distracted by other things, you're going to be set on your career track. Interesting. It's interesting because I feel like you have when this card appears, it definitely usually indicates someone who has like a lot of different talents. They can put on different masks, they can multitask, they can be who they need to be in the moment for their career, like for the different things that they do. And I feel like in your case, there's a sense of needing to, this often can mean like gig work. um it may not feel as stable, but somehow I see a lot of opportunities coming through. Like this could be like you doing gig work, like maybe commissions or sales, but I feel like it has a lot to do with it not being like a stable long-term thing. I feel like it's more temporary, but you get a lot of opportunities. I know that's very random, but I'm just going off of what I'm seeing. When the crow appears, I often see this as a message. I feel like this might have to do with words, with like, um, this could have to do with communication, mail. I feel like this requires a lot of being able to speak, being able to advocate for yourself. This is a very third house energy. I also feel like people who get this card can often, they have to power through, they have to go through something really deep and dark almost in order to, it's like they have to kind of go through the nitty gritty. It's interesting. What I do see is that after you're done with your studies, it's like a shoe in. I feel like you're going to get a really good job. I don't see you being in a position of leadership. I see you being your own person, like you really basically like working for yourself almost. But I feel like your career path is unpredictable in the sense of like it's not like 9 to 5 every single day. I feel like there's different opportunities coming your way through it. Yeah. So I hope that helped a little, Claudia. I realize that was all over the place, but I do think that this is a really important time for you because it's like a period of where you can't get distracted. You can't get, like, other things are going to try to tempt you. Yeah. And I think that's really, no matter what, as long as you stay on this path and you go for the prize, like the hunter always gets his prey. I feel like once you do that, tunnel vision, tunnel vision is necessary. Like you have to just finish. Don't get distracted because you don't want to commit to something right now that's really like really, really intense. I just feel like that's not for you right now. But it doesn't mean that there won't be opportunities. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for subscribing, Afreen. Welcome. So I'm going to, okay. Oh, thank you, Tanvi. That means a lot to me. I really try. So, okay. I really don't like the spamming, so I'm going to time you out, Afreen. I really just don't appreciate that. I'm sorry, guys. You have to be patient. I'm not going to reward that. Okay. Um, all right. Ella. Thank you, Claudia. I'm so glad this was helpful. Ella, hey, will my ex come back? And will we be together again? Because I had that feeling for a long time. Thanks. Okay, I will look into that. Tanvi, I've been wanting to learn tarot too. Ooh, that's cool. Well, you just got to start. I mean, it's, it can seem daunting at first, but it's so worth it. I love tarot. You know, I think that's amazing that you're starting to do that. I think it's such a beautiful form of divination. So, all right. Ella. Okay. Okay, I'm going to read Ella 222. Loving that angel number. Yeah, I agree. Okay. So I feel like this could be, I feel like this person, it's not over. Here's what I'm getting. I'm getting it's not over unless you feel like it's over, unless it like you let it be over is what I'm getting. I feel like that you guys have to take a different approach. If this person is in your life, you have to see this from a different angle. I feel like you can't go back to the way things used to be. I'm seeing that this person, it's over. I feel like right now it's over, but I do see that they could come back in your life. It's not like the door is completely closed, Ella. I feel like this person with the High Priestess, Death. Okay. I definitely feel like you have to kind of close this chapter in order to open a new one. So the answer to your question is it's over. I feel like it's over. However, if you take a different approach and you're able to change your like the way you go about things with this person, it's definitely there's definitely like an opening. But yeah, with the High Priestess, the Death card, I feel like this is a very single kind of situation, right? This combination is just so it's very single. It's very like it's about your own path. It's not about another person. However, I do feel like you guys do have your happily ever after, but you're just gonna have to decide if you can see them differently. I feel like it might have ended because you weren't really you weren't able to see each other the way you wanted to be seen or the way they wanted to be seen. I also feel like things are just really messy. I feel like there's a sense of like there's different layers going on. I'm seeing with the Page of Rods here that there's like this person who may not have really known what they wanted at the time. I feel like you were trying to be spontaneous or keep things really interesting. But I just feel like it's just for some reason they're not doing that. They weren't doing that. And it's like if you both want to be together, you both have to be on the same page. So I feel like this person was kind of, it was almost like they weren't taking it seriously enough for you. And I'm seeing like with the Judgment card, it often indicates like an awakening. Like this, it's like a wake up call for this person. I feel like they're trying to they have to realize that it's like they have to kind of register that you are the person for them, and they weren't registering that for some reason. But I do feel a sense of like being single, this kind of, yeah. However, with the scholar, if you are able to investigate, research, right, you're able to open that door. So the question more so is, how much do you really want to be in this person's life? Because it would require both of you shifting your views, shifting your perspective. And I feel like it's always risky to ask someone to change, right? To expect them to change. I feel like there are some overwhelming emotions. I feel things getting pretty emotional, but more on your end. Like it feels more like at the end of it, maybe you got extremely emotional and it wasn't the same. I'm just seeing you guys being like, I feel like this person isn't ready in a way, or they weren't ready before. So I can't tell you what to do. I feel like, does it say that this is like a completely done deal, that it will never happen again? The cards aren't saying that, but they are saying it's over now. And it's like you would have to change the angle, change the way you're viewing them. I love how this says you already have all the answers. I just feel like that's so true here. Like it's almost like you don't even need to ask me, because it feels like you know that things are over, and at the same time you know things could be more. So it's like a sense of needing clarity, needing validation. It's all about perspective for you. And I think that you need to know that even if you don't get back with them, there's definitely a happily ever after in your future. Like I'm seeing you being happy. I feel like there is a sense of like you could be happy without them. So I know that's like not necessarily the answer to your question, but I feel like that's important as well. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I'm glad that I was able to give you some insight. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Who do we have next? I'm probably going to stop at 3:30. That's my goal. It's very hot in here, so. Okay, Tandy. I want to know if my future husband is JJK. I have strangely strong signs, but I don't know if I should trust them. He's also someone I haven't met yet. Okay. Mm, Whoa. Interesting. I feel like this person is definitely an important part of your life, but I'm not seeing future husband at this time. I feel like I'm almost seeing like you realizing that you're kind of above them. I know that's weird, But I feel like with the catalyst here, this person is just, they're the kind of person that shakes up your world and changes it, and you realize you're, it's almost like you're evolved, you're cocooning. I know that's weird. Like it feels like there's a very strong transition phase around this person. Like this person isn't permanent. This person is just, there has to be some major shift, some major energy for them to really fall into place, for them to be your future husband. And I feel like with the warrior reversed, this person, I'm seeing like a chapter closing. Well, the catalyst is a very karmic card. You know, it's very similar to the Tower card in tarot, where it's kind of like a very explosive, like very like things are shifting, changing, even if it seems like wild. I feel like this person could be like, when I get this card in relationships, right? In this kind of situation, it feels like this person is comes into our lives and is just there to like take us on this whirlwind of a romance. You know, this person is, it's kind of like an explosive love, but at the same time, does that mean that it's like a stable long-term love? Both these cards indicate that it is likely not going to be long-term, just based on the way things are going. But I feel like they're the kind of person that once you're with them, it's almost like it's like they change you. They help you evolve, right? It's like when they're done with you, you're not the same person. I know that's random. I feel like it's a very important person in your life. I feel like this person, you might have a really beautiful, explosive love with them, but I also feel like there's a sense of like, I see you kind of maturing out of it for some reason. I'm seeing with the Ace of Rods here, a spark, like immediately. I feel like this could be, there's like a flame, you know, this person is definitely, there's attraction. I feel like this could be very romantic, a very whirlwind, but I feel like this person also, you're going to learn that they might be too, I don't know. This person's giving me like alpha energy. I don't know why. I feel like they're very dominant in many ways. I'm seeing like a very overly masculine kind of energy. So this might not vibe with you, you know? I feel like this is the kind of person that you want to be with, but then you realize that like in the long term, it may not work out. However, I can't tell you how to act. I can't tell you to break up with someone. Like, if you want to make this work, you are perfectly capable of it as long as they're also capable of it. And for them, I feel like it's going to be a struggle for some reason. But I do see passion. I see lots of passion. I see you being able to hold a conversation with them and talk to them. It's interesting. Like, this person is the catalyst in your life, right? They're there to like, people come into our lives for different reasons. And a lot of the time it's to help us evolve. It's to help us shift, you know? Hi, Sparkles. I do not do any kind of health. Yeah, I don't do any health readings. It's just my policy, my code of ethics. So I'm sorry for that. And I'm really sorry you're going through that. I can't tell you, I can't really answer your question just based on my own code as a reader, but I feel for you. It must be very frustrating and very difficult. Okay. All right. So, who is next? Oh, I don't know if you were seeing this, Ella, but this will be uploaded. You're welcome to watch it back. Thank you. Good luck with your learning of tarot and exploring. It's exciting. All right. So, is Lorraine still there? Or Devin? Or Nettie? Lorraine. Okay. I hope I'm saying your name right. Okay. Um, okay, Lorraine. So, hi, Zoe. I would like to know what B is thinking. Okay. I'm seeing that B is very curious. They want to explore. I feel this wonder, this need to explore, this need to kind of try something new. I feel that from them. But I do feel like they're in their head a lot. I feel like they're not used to letting go and just experiencing their feelings and seeing where things go. I feel like they're the kind of person that maybe likes to be in control more. And so it's making it difficult for them. I feel like there's an attraction or an inspiration. I feel the sense of inspiration from them. But I also feel like they're spreading themselves too thin. Like in a way, they want so many different things at once that it's like they don't really know. It's kind of like when you have so many ideas or dreams that you want, but at the same time, like then you don't start. I feel like that's where they're at. They're so in their head of like they want to do this a certain way, but I feel like for some reason you're they're so overwhelmed by those things. They can't do it all. It's like they want to do it all, but they can't do it all. Like how realistic is that? I do feel like this person has very strong opinions, and it's almost like they can somehow get in the way of them exploring and furthering themselves, especially when it comes to other people that they care about. So right now I see a spark. I see a little inspiration. Um, but I also feel like their own mind is kind of making it hard for them to move forward, right? So I feel like I'm sensing this need to like explore, to see, to feel. Yeah. I feel like he does, but he doesn't see you as like a person. It's more like a fantasy almost. Um, yeah. I mean, that's the main thing. I feel like this person kind of doesn't have a realistic view on you. They're thinking of you in more of like a fantasy way. Like they're inspired by you, or um they have all these ideas of what they want to do with you, but for some reason, it's like they're in their own head about it. I'm seeing like a very, like an attraction, a spark, but that's all that I can see right now. But yeah, you're welcome to book a reading with me if you'd like to go further into it. But, okay. I can't keep track of everyone. So we shall, I'm probably going to only be able to do, I'll do 3 more readings total. So whoever comments next with their question, I will do. Okay, Devin. My question is, will I end up hurting the woman I'm attracted to? I had a reading and it said we will get together, but it may end in a heartbreak. Well, let's hope that it doesn't end in a heartbreak. Let's see. Interesting. Ooh. Actually, I think we should be. What is this? A self-fulfilling prophecy is what I'm seeing. I feel like because you're worried about this, it's like you're almost like creating this from happening. Does that make sense? So with the muse reversed, I feel like there's a sense of like you being naive, you maybe being like too, it's like too good to be true almost. And I also feel like you're hesitating. So this hesitation is what's setting you up for things maybe not going your way, is what I'm seeing. I feel like there's a sense of being not able to make up your mind or not really trusting your own mind. So it's interesting. It's like it's not even that your relationship would be doomed or that it wouldn't work. It's more like, you know, your mind is kind of thinking that way. So I feel like you have to be more certain, more direct in your decisions. I feel like one of the reasons that things might not work out is because you're not being realistic, you're not being direct. And I think that's going to really make or break what happens. I'm seeing this person really wanting more stability, wanting someone who really knows what they want, being more of the decision maker. And I feel like for you, that's something you have to really master. So I definitely could see this working out, but a lot of this will have to do with, I mean, obviously it takes 2 to tango, okay, in any relationship. So they obviously will have to work on their own stuff, right? But for you, it's really important for you to not hesitate. If you care, you say it. You know, if you don't, you say it. Like, just be very, don't have this wish-washiness. I don't know. Do you have any Libra energy in your chart? I feel like this is a very, like, you don't want to fully take charge because you want to be nice. Like, you want to be kind and be the best you can be, but at the same time, it's almost like by doing that, you're not picking her side or something. It just feels like there's a weird balance here. So I hope that this helps. I'm glad. Okay. All right. So Lucy, are you still there? Yes. Okay. Okay. Let's see what the cards have to say, Lucy. I know you've been here for a while. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do everybody as fast as I can. Okay. We have the King. I'll get to. I'm doing Lucy's, but I will definitely get to you, Ty Money. Okay. Thank you so much. I'll get to you right afterwards. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So Lucy, I feel like this is interesting because I feel like right now you're at the top of your game. Your life is so much better than you realize, is what I'm getting. I feel like a lot of the cards are on your side right now. There's a sense of needing to be in control, needing to be like on top of your game. And I feel like for you, there is somebody in your life right now who's giving you, okay, I feel like this person is extremely, like, they're not really committed to you, but in a way they might be acting like they like you. I feel like there's definitely this attraction, but this person maybe on and off, or they're not really stable. But I feel like there's some kind of passion. I think you just have to be careful for it to not turn toxic. Let me look further at this because, okay, yep, I feel like there's this person in your life for a while. Actually, could be someone you're working with. It could be someone in your career. But I feel like this person is kind of, it's almost like, I don't know if you're their boss or you're in the lead, but I feel like, um, yeah, sorry, I'm very distracted. Okay. Okay. Um, okay. So I feel like right now is a time when you're working really hard on your life, but I feel like you have a lot of power. I feel like there's a lot of control, Lucy. I feel like there is so much that you're taking charge of in your life. And I feel like you need to understand that, like, what a place of privilege that is for you. I feel like you just have so much power. And I feel like it's almost like the world is revolving around you right now. I'm seeing somebody giving you a hard time. I feel like they're not reliable. I feel like right now they might be kind of on and off, but I feel like you're going to get through it as long as you're able to find more meaning in life. You have to be doing something that makes a difference. And I see you actually having the power right now to make a difference. I feel like there's a strong desire to be the one who's in charge. However, I feel like right now it's almost like you're struggling with that. And I actually feel like I'm hearing like old wounds. I feel like there's like old wounds or traumas coming up that are actually influencing how you use your power right now. I feel like this is a very intense time for you, but it's also like a time when you could be on top of the world. I just think that you have to be careful not to get caught up on these paths that don't really align with you. I feel like there are things going on right now that maybe aren't aligning with you, people in your life that aren't treating you with the respect you deserve, especially at the status you are energetically. And I'm also seeing with the Ace of Swords reverse that it's almost like you're letting the things people say, like, it's almost like everything's hinging on these words. I feel like words for some reason are really impacting you. They're impacting how you're feeling, what you're saying. Um, yeah. With the witch here, justice is coming. I feel like you know that you need to do the right thing, but I feel like right now you're the one in charge. You need to remember that you're the one who needs to be the one to be the justice. Like you have to be the one to take charge and really like dole out whatever needs to happen. I think this is really a strong message of owning your personal power, owning where you're at, and being yourself. And I think that is really important here. So I hope that helped, Lucy. Okay. I'm glad. Yay. All right. So TY Money, are you here right now? Okay, so welcome. Will I get a new car? So I don't answer questions with will I, because I feel like you have free will and you can go buy a car if you want to. You know what I mean? So it's like me telling you whether you're going to get one or not. I don't have control over you. I can't, the cards don't have control over what you will do. But if you have any questions surrounding that, I can answer that. I'm going to just go to your, how does my ex Troy feel about me? Okay. Um, that's kind of similar, like asking, will my employee help me? Because your employee can do it if he wants to. I think what would be helpful for you, because the future is always changing, maybe it's more helpful to look at like the energy surrounding buying a car and whether there's anything you need to look out for, or whether there's like maybe something that will, yeah, I'll look into that. But let me start with your ex. I feel like your ex has feelings for you, but I feel like they're very stubborn about them. It's almost like they don't even recognize it. I feel like they want to, there's a lot of like energy surrounding them of just feeling very like overcome. It's almost like they're trying to isolate themselves because they can't recognize their true feelings. So I feel like with the air, there's a sense of hesitation, like they could just grasp it. Well, I feel like this is, you know what's funny? When you say they got out of jail and I got the thief card, this card only shows up when you're actually like kind of owning being a thief. I feel like it's about being selfish, going after what you want. And I feel like this person clearly does have feelings. Really? Wow. Wow. I feel like this person has feelings and they're not really focused on your feelings. They're more focused on their own feelings. I mean, with the thief reverse, it's about like, really? indulging in the things that you want. You know, screw anyone else. It's time to be selfish. And I feel like with the thief, I feel like this is a time where they want to be selfish. They want to take control. They want to like I definitely see them wanting to reach out to you, wanting to be around you. And I feel like they just don't know what their own feelings are because they're stubborn about it. It's like they might not want to believe them. I also feel like they kind of lack empathy. They're very focused on their own world right now. So I feel like they're kind of lacking empathy about your feelings. It's more about like them wanting to be selfish, them wanting to have you to themselves. I'm seeing this need to kind of have you to themselves. So, but I feel like there's a lot of hesitation. I feel like there's a lot of like, they know that it's like, you're like an apple ripe for the picking. And they don't want to share, is what I'm seeing. So I feel like there's a sense of like needing to be selfish, needing to seize the moment and do what's right for them, even if it's not a good thing, or even if it's, you know, other people don't like it or hesitate. I feel like it's like they're on the verge of that. Does that make sense? Because it feels like their emotions are very intense, but I also feel like this may not be the best time for them to be in a relationship because I feel like they're very in their own world, you know? So it's also like, is seizing the moment, what does that mean? You know, does that mean like being with them in the long term, or does it mean like them kind of just going after what they want after being deprived? I don't know. But I feel like this person is very emotional. I don't feel like they have a strong pull on their emotions right now. They're not very stable. With the King of Cups reversed, I feel like this person's emotions could be kind of dictating what they do, their desires. And I feel like they're very in their own world, very me, me, me. When the death card comes up, I mean, this is definitely a new, like you said, they got out of prison. I mean, this is a new transition, new period in their life. There's a lot of transformation going on and growth. Yeah, I feel like that makes sense. But we do have the Two of Cups, which appears when it comes to relationships and love. And I feel like you guys could definitely explore something new. But the problem is make sure that your feelings are also taken into account. Don't get caught up in something, you know? Yeah. I feel like this is the time for something new, but at the same time, just really tread carefully and, you know, it's okay to say fuck it. You don't have to do what everyone else wants. So I think that's a really important message. I love this. Evil Queen, you deserve sugar, not salt. I love that card. I mean that's exactly it. Like you need to be able to take care of yourself, and like just because they want it, you know, it's going to be very easy to get swept up in it. You know, very swept up in the situation. Like, but just because they want to have fun with you, and you got to listen to you. Don't accept anything that isn't for you, because this person, like I said, they're very focused on themselves. And they might not even acknowledge their own feelings, even though they're very emotional, right? We've got that emotional king. So, okay. So I can look at the car thing. Yeah, I'm glad. I mean, it's exciting. Okay, so Okay. So let's look at the things surrounding the car. I don't know much about cars. I got to be honest with you. So we'll see what the cars have to say. But I can't like go into car details. Okay. The adventurer comes up. I feel like this is the time to really focus on like long-term situations. When the adventure comes up, it's about like being open to trying something new, right? But at the same time, it's about trying to not let other people who don't have your best interest at heart influence your situation. So I feel like this could have to do with you needing to pick a card that is really more maybe something you would aim for, less what you would settle for, even if other people don't agree with it. I feel like this could be an indicator that you have people trying to caution you or tell you what to do. Actually, I'm gonna pull this. I feel like this is a very, I don't know if this is like a girly car, but I'm getting um like a colorful energy. I feel like this you should pick a car that looks good. I mean, I know that's random, but I feel like you should pick a car that looks good. I feel like there's a sense of like following what you want even though other people are telling you to logic your way through it. I feel like a lot of this has to do with trusting your instincts, trusting your gut. Um yeah, my manager is leaving it all up to coworkers of mine who like me, but I don't like. Uh, I feel like you're gonna have to really follow your heart here. I mean, with the Queen of Cups, this is really not about the money. This is not about like the people. This is about you needing to really listen to you. I also feel like this has a lot to do with passion, and I think that that's going to play a role in this. I don't feel like that's the case, but I do think you should be wary of trusting too many people with this decision. I feel like you're putting too much faith in. I feel like their intentions are veiled at this time, so it's difficult to know exactly. Yeah, I feel like other people are trying to just they're not in your best interest. So I think you really need to take control of the situation. And I feel like being picking something that is a little bit out of your comfort zone will pay off in the long run. Yeah. I'm not very good at talking about cars, so I apologize. I just can only read like the energies coming up, but yeah. This is definitely about your expectations and figuring out like what you're expecting out of this situation and how you can be more true to yourself. Yeah. Okay. I am glad this helped. Um so I will do one more question if anyone wants to ask and then I'm stopping. But thank you so much TY is it I don't know. Time money. Time money. I'll just go back. Remember, I'm doing a sale. Anyone who's tuning in, I'm doing a sale from it's until the 3rd of August. So tomorrow it will end. It's 25% off all recorded readings. So if you guys want to get a reading, a full reading, you're welcome to. ZoeThePsychic.com. Okay, so let's see. All right. Let's do Baby Angel since that was right afterwards. All right. May I please know what to do? My spirit guides would like me to know about my breakup. Okay. This is the last reading I'll do, but you guys are welcome to subscribe and tune into another reading. Come on. Okay. We have the brawler. The brawler has to do with confrontation, and it often comes up when two people are clashing, but there's a lack of empathy, a lack of understanding. I feel like this person does not get it. There's a sense of like needing to, like wanting to fight, but really not being able to empathize. And I think it's really important for the both of you to be able to empathize with each other. This lack of empathy is really coming through. I feel like there's one of you is just way like you seem to be doing so much better. Like it's almost like an acting superior to the other. I'm feeling like one of you is trying to like act like they're on their high horse. And it feels like they're not acknowledging you or seeing you. I feel like this is a very, I don't know if this person's pride was hurt, but I feel like they're acting superior, or they're acting like maybe they're on a pedestal, like they're higher. I can see you both needing to be vulnerable. I feel like there's a sense of like this person doesn't want to appear weak. They don't want to seem weak. They don't want to seem like things aren't stable. So they're trying to put on like a facade. Maybe they're trying to put on a show. But I also feel like this person is intense. I feel like there's actually not a lot going on with them, but they're pretending to be like more, like there's more going on than there actually is. Does that make sense, baby angel? I can't believe I just called you that. Want to make sure you're still there before I continue. Okay. I just feel like there's this sense of like needing to stand tall, to not appear weak, to not appear hurt. Yeah. I feel like there's a sense of like not having empathy, not wanting to show remorse. There's a sense of that. And I do feel like someone is maybe in their ear. I'm seeing like someone in their ear, someone whispering. With the Page of Swords here, this person is saying things that are making them second guess everything. Yeah. I feel like there's a facade that they're putting on. It's almost like they're trying to appear like they have it together, but honestly, they don't have anything going on. I don't see them having feelings for you anymore. I see them more trying to have their their moment. I can see them being very detached from the situation. I also feel like they're trying really hard to play by the rules and to be like the bigger person. But I feel like there is a sense of needing to, of them listening to things. Someone's talking about you to them. I feel like they're trying to, there's like, I don't know. I'm seeing someone whispering. I'm seeing whispers. So, yeah, it's interesting because when the brawler comes out, it's often a sign that you need to confront each other. There needs to be some kind of confrontation. There needs to be a fight. Like you have to fight it out. And it's sad when you don't have that kind of closure. So I feel like even if things are messy, you both need to kind of empathize with each other and fight, you know? So I think that's a big thing because I feel like they're trying to like be the, just like act like they have their life, figured out. So there's a sense of like you need to finish that. And it's hard because you can't force someone to do that, but I do encourage you to try to say, look, be very blunt. Be like, I need us to sit down and like talk about this. If you can, obviously you can't make someone do that, but they're afraid of appearing weak or vulnerable in front of you, which is wild because they were with you, right? So I just feel like this is a time where they need to stop letting their background, or I don't know, are they religious, or I feel like they're more reserved in a way with their emotions. I'm getting that they're not very open about them. So I feel like they're not they're not good at, it's almost like they're repressed a little bit. And I feel like this person is trying to really appear put together, to be recognized as someone really strong and who has it together. But I just feel like if it's not authentic for some reason, I think they need to figure out who they're listening to. Also, this is Nyx. She's so funny. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing with that. You guys are welcome to book a reading with me on my website if you would like to learn more. Yeah. Let me see if I can see if there's anything that the cards say you should do, because you can't control this person, but I do think you really do need to have a confrontation. It's not over. You need to talk about this. You need closure. But I love how the princess card comes out. Be your own knight. I just feel like this is the time for you to like be there for yourself. So this person isn't going to approach you. Fine. You got to get your answers. You got to do what you got to do for you, at this point. So welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in. I've been on here for like almost 3 hours, so I'm going to go because otherwise I will lose my voice. But it was great hanging out with you and reading you. Remember, you can book a reading on my website, zoethepsychic.com. I offer recorded readings and live Zoom readings. I'm currently doing a sale, 25% off all recorded readings. And yeah, I think that's about it. Subscribe, like. I post a lot of astrology content, but also divination content. And I'm trying to up my amount of lives that I do because I think that this is really important interacting with you guys. So thank you so much for those of you who have tuned in and those of you who have gotten a reading today. I've really enjoyed all of this with you. It just meant so much to me that you guys are here. Um, yeah, I think that's it. Bye. How do I get out of here?